Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
Okay, so folks, we have one news story for today. All right, we do. And it ain't a good one. All right, here is what's going on right now amidst all this Nintendo Switch 2 launch madness that's been happening all week long. We've been talking about the release date, the cost, the accessories, and everyone's been talking about how it's so expensive. Nintendo doesn't seem to be the cost-conscious purchase anymore. It doesn't seem to be the value for a family anymore. Literally, it looks like the Switch 2 is the premium system. $450 for the console. Memory cards for expansion. Ridiculously expensive because you need this express version of the card. All the accessories are expensive. The games are priced at insanely premium prices. $70, $80+ right? So all of this discussion going on. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, we get this news. You ready for this? Nintendo delays Switch 2 pre-orders in the United States. And this all came from this announcement from GameStop this morning. Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the U.S. will not start on April 9th, 2025, in order to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Nintendo will update timing at a later date. The launch date of June 5th is unchanged. GameStop will continue to work closely with Nintendo and provide updates as soon as more information becomes available. Stay tuned for further details. And so then literally every news outlet picked up on that story and regurgitated it and re-reported it. See? So you might say, well, wait, what are we talking about here? What tariffs? Okay. Well, if you didn't know, President Donald Trump has essentially clapped back at the world. What does that mean? The world has always instituted hefty tariffs against United States products. For example, Vietnam has something like a 90% markup on American goods. If anyone who lives in Vietnam wants to buy something from the United States, they have to pay a 90% tariff in order to get that item imported, okay? Some countries have always had these issues. For example, Brazil. In Brazil, the cost of everything has always been sky high. And people say, why? It's because of issues like this, these ongoing tariffs, where everything that they try to import in Brazil is just way expensive. And you might say, well, what's the purpose of tariffs? What purpose do they serve? The idea behind a tariff is, if you make a foreign product, a product that's manufactured outside of your home country, more expensive to buy than a product that's manufactured in your country, then your populace is more apt to just buy domestic products, i.e. products manufactured in your home country. This means that now the companies in your country will do better. This will result in better sales, better job creation for your country. And you're trying to basically improve your country's position with these tariffs, right? One of the major problems we have in the United States is, no exaggeration, the vast majority of products that we as Americans purchase are foreign products. I couldn't tell you, out of all the products that are literally sitting in front of me right now, my keyboard, my mouse, this mouse pad, okay, this Stream Deck, this other mouse pad rest here, my laptop, this freaking Portal 2 coaster that I have sitting right here, the webcam, this boom arm, the mic itself, all the crap you see behind me right now. I guarantee you, there is not a single product sitting in front of me that was manufactured in the United States. Every single product was manufactured outside of the U.S. And the problem with that is that our country has fallen into this gap, this problem. We don't manufacture anything anymore that anyone wants. So all the businesses left. All these companies have outsourced all their labor elsewhere. So when you look at the U.S. economy and you say, why are there no good jobs here? Why is every job fast food, being a waiter or a waitress or a bartender, working in a retail store. This is why, because we don't make anything. Everything is cheaper when purchased outside of the U.S. All right. So that's why we're in the situation we're in. So what Trump is trying to do is saying, listen, every other country out there already has big tariffs against our products. You have to pay double, triple for our products if you buy them in another country. All I'm going to do is make this an even playing field because they've gotten this one up on us forever. So now I'm going to put tariffs back on their products. If we're going to import from China, boom, 30% tariff. If we're going to import from Vietnam, boom, 40% tariff. Let's just keep laying these fuckers out, right? Across the board, like they've been doing to us. Now we'll make the market fair. And now we'll see over time how this will affect things. Will this actually benefit the United States, where maybe we'll actually start to get products from the US again because they'll actually end up being cheaper than the ones we're importing? Or vice versa, maybe some of these countries will realize, oh shit, everything we're buying now is so much more expensive because a tariff has been imposed. So let's actually be more reasonable to the United States and let's relax the tariffs that we've been putting on these products. All right. So what Trump is attempting to do is play hardball. He's hoping that if for immediate short-term issues of like raised prices, that long-term, the world's going to realize you can't fuck with the U.S. anymore because we're not going to be a pussy anymore. We're going to actually stand up to you guys trying to bully us. So maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. There's no way to really tell. To be honest, I'm not really following politics too heavily. In this case, I just kind of know what's going on because, you know, you see how it's going to affect it. What's going to happen? Could our food costs go up? Yes. Could the other costs go up? Yes. All right. We don't know what's going to happen. All of our prices might shoot up dramatically now for everything we buy here in the country for like a year. Or it might not. It could only be a short-term thing. And then the countries will relent and be like, all right, you know what? Trump's playing hardball. We're going to relent. We're going to lower all our tariffs now. And then maybe Trump will be like, all right, well, because you did that, now I'll concede and I'll relax our tariffs. So what will happen? We really don't know. All right. We just don't know. It's a new thing. This really hasn't been attempted in a long time. Okay. But since Trump is now enacting all of these tariffs, that means that all of these products that we're getting out of the United States are going to cost more. The Nintendo Switch 2, 100% will be more costly because of these tariffs. So what Nintendo is saying is, if Trump is serious and he's instituting these tariffs right now, we can't, in good, knowledge, faith, conscience, do pre-orders. If we do a pre-order now for $450, right? But by the time that this thing's going to go on sale, the price has skyrocketed for us by another $100 a unit. We can't do that. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. So what they're going to do is they're going to wait. He's going to wait and maybe wait a month, right? Maybe in May, the pre-orders will go live in the United States. And let's see, did the tariffs actually go into, effect? How much did they affect prices? And maybe they're going to scale. Maybe it's not $450 anymore. Maybe now the price is $550. Okay. Now, the funny part is we've already been saying the Switch 2 is going to be too expensive, not the base console price, but the fact that the games are going to be $80, $90 each, whatever it's going to be, that the accessories, all right, are going to be so ridiculously expensive, right? That's the problem. And now on top of that, you're going to inflate the cost of the console's pre-orders, and you may even be inflating the cost of all the accessories. Like right now, they claim the Pro Controller is $79.99. There's nothing to stop them from saying, well, because of the tariffs, now it's $99.99. However, what Nintendo doesn't realize here is very simple. This is not going to be supported by the common gamer anymore. Because if you're making the Switch to a premium product, people expect premium results. Did anything we saw from these directs this week say premium? To me, what I saw was try to catch up with everyone else, not excel past everyone else. This is not, oh, our graphics are better. We have more features. We're just getting the same features as everybody else now, right? So the common gamer might be like, Do you really think I'm going to drop $550 to $600 for the console, $100 for a controller, $200 for a memory card, $300 to buy 3 games? Do you think I have $1,500 to spend on Switch 2? The common person does not. Now, gamers and techie guys, content creators like me, yeah, we have the money to drop on it. We absolutely do. But the common person does not. All right? So this could actually significantly hurt Nintendo in a way that they never anticipated. Kind of like how back during COVID, the lack of processors completely destroyed the PlayStation 5 launch for several years. So I'm very curious of what might actually happen here. This is unprecedented. We haven't had anything like this happen in history yet. So what will happen? Will the market bear this? Will prices skyrocket? Will the tariffs hurt Nintendo? This all could be very, very realistic. And I've never seen a console say, oh, it's going to be on pre-order. And then within 2 days, oh, no pre-orders. We're delaying it. We'll see what happens. It's just never happened before. So let's see what happens and go from there. But there's not much to say until we see what happens with this market and with these tariffs and you know, what Nintendo decides to do. Nintendo suspending the pre-orders in the US definitely means they're probably going to raise prices. And it ain't going to be $450 anymore, which is kind of dumb because here's why. Everyone says this. First impressions are everything. You have one chance to make a first impression, and that's what sticks in everyone's mind. I'll give you a perfect example. When the Xbox One was originally announced way back when, and what was it, like 2012, 2013? And Don Matrick said, no digital trading. You can't trade in games anymore. You can't give your game to your friend. You need internet at all times and all of that, right? The entire industry flipped against him and said, we don't want this. This is, you're an asshole. And then they went back on all of that. They literally said, okay, we're going to go back on all that stuff. But the common person didn't know. The common person only saw the original announcement for Xbox One and still thought when the console launched, it's digital, digital only. You need online all the time. You can't trade games. They still thought all that, even though Microsoft had very much backpedaled on all of it. Nobody knew. With Nintendo, they've already did their big announcement. They've already given you the initial launch prices and the date and the availability. If they change it, a lot of people might not even realize they're changing it. And then when they actually go to get it, be like, wait, what? That's sticker shock. And this might very well hurt Nintendo in a big way in the United States. Now, outside of the US, Nintendo has said they're not doing anything else like that. So I guess we'll see what happens moving forward. If anything, boy, guys, let me just say, I must be the luckiest motherfucker on earth. I just literally upgraded my entire setup, right? I got a mid to high-end gaming PC, a great capture streaming PC, all this tech, a PS5 Pro. I've got everything that I need right here. So I don't have to spend any money right now. If I did, I might be spending double what I just spent to upgrade everything. So, whew, boy, it's like everything lined up perfect for me to be able to do everything at the right time, because I could have been fucked. Imagine if, like, right now I was going to upgrade my setup and I go to buy everything and everything's double price. Oh, my God. So, wow. A big sigh of relief for me. But for any consumer right now who's in the midst, can you imagine someone who's in the midst of, like, opening a business right now or doing a significant upgrade, and all of a sudden all the prices have been insane? I mean, that's just freaking crazy. Crazy. So I guess, let's see what happens. All right? Whew. All right. Cool. All right. I got a couple shout outs to do, and then we'll just open up the Q&A for the rest of the show. All right? So we've got a $1.50 tip from Beaver Bother. He says, I got banned for alerting you. No, you got banned because you spammed the chat like 17, 18 times. It was incredibly obnoxious, and you know it. And you bother me. You're very annoying. That's why I banned you from Kick. I don't want to see you in there anymore because you're just fucking annoying. And I can't concentrate when you're constantly spamming the chat, tagging me. Hey, Phil. It's like a 5-year-old who grabs your leg and keeps pulling your pants. Hey. You can keep your $1 every day that you give me to stop annoying me. Okay? Thanks. And I received another $1 tip So let's see here. Vietnam's average tax on U.S. products is less than 10%, not 90%. I didn't say it. I was giving a hypothetical. I want you to understand something. No, I'm not giving you actual percentages that are real. I didn't sit here and get data this morning. All right. That was just me saying, hey, if it was this, well, then it's this, that's all I'm saying. Don't take anything that I said. Oh, that's factual. Phil said 30%, 40%, 90%. There's no real numbers there. That was just me giving examples. Okay. Please don't take that the wrong way. This is not DS politics. I didn't research anything. Okay. Now he says, this isn't Trump clapping back. He's put tariffs on islands that don't have people. Well, I don't know about that. Okay. Practically everything is about to be too expensive, not just to switch to. That's why markets are now in free fall. We're likely going to be in a recession this year. And the Fed chair said today inflation is likely to rise significantly. Great. Well, thanks for the dollar tip. Sounds great. Again, I don't know what's going on. We'll see. Is this not unprecedented? I would say it's unprecedented. I don't think we've seen anything happen like this at all. So this is pretty wild. I guess the question is this, right? Trump obviously thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks that these tariffs are going to benefit the U.S., okay? He wouldn't purposefully do something that would hurt the country. He's the president. Why would he actually purposefully want to hurt the citizens of the country? But the question is, what is it that he actually thinks is going to happen here? What is the intention? How long will it take for his intended outcome to happen? And who is it in his ear telling him this is a good idea? And do they know what the hell they're talking about? I don't know. The Tractors are sad that a $2 super chat. He says he's gone bankrupt multiple times. Oh, I'm aware of that. You guys act like I'm defending Donald Trump. I'm not. I've told you guys this many times before. I do not like Donald Trump. You get it? I don't like that man at all. His attitude, the way he operates his businesses. I told you. So I worked at Helicopter Support, which is a helicopter aftermarket support company. Trump had an account with that company. And here's how he operated it. He would call yelling and screaming, saying, we need a part for our helicopter right now because we're grounded. So our company would send him the part. He would say, thanks, and then he would never pay. He would literally not pay. We would send invoice after invoice. He just wouldn't pay for the part. Then all of a sudden, he would call 6 months later, and he'd say, we're grounded again. We need a part. And we'd look at our invoice, and we'd be like, no, you owe us a bunch of money from 6 months ago. You never paid us. We're not going to send you another part. You already, excuse me, you already owe us. So Trump would then say, oh, okay, well, I'll pay you what I owe you. So then he would pay what he owed. And then he said, now send me the part. So then we would send him the next part. And then he would do it again. He wouldn't pay. That's how he would operate his business. The only way that he would ever, operate, he would always owe us and never pay until he absolutely needed to. Sometimes it would go a year. He wouldn't pay anything. And then he would pay when he only needed the next thing from us. Do you think that's how you should operate your business? Honestly, if that's just one example of how he operated his helicopters. Can you imagine how he probably operated his entire business empire? Right? So, and he's our president. So you tell me. I've already told you guys I don't like this guy. Many years ago, I told you I don't like Trump. I think that the decisions he makes are questionable. He's too emotional, right? And I get it. People like Trump because he's emotional, because he's not just a tool of a party, right? Like we would very much argue that Joe Biden was a tool of the Democratic Party, and not a single word that came out of his mouth was his own. It was always what he was told to say and do. It was always other people who were actually in charge, and he was just the figurehead. With Trump, I don't think anyone's going to accuse him of that because this guy is literally saying and doing things every moment that no one expects. I think people like that. They like the unexpected. They like drama, right? But I don't know if I like drama as the thing that controls our country, you know? Like, again, I want to know what these tariffs are doing. What is his intention behind them? How are they actually supposed to be helping the American people, right? I don't know. But then again, I'm not following politics right now. So maybe the answers are out there and I just don't know because I haven't followed them. So, you know, again, this is just me generally talking. This is not me saying I'm pro or anti-tariffs. I just don't know about it to have an informed opinion. And I really wish that most people would be like that too. Like, I think it's pretty dumb that so many people act like they know something but they don't know shit. You're just rolling with what you're being told. Right now, there's two sides to this argument. You got your conservative media that's way pro-Trump, saying everything he's doing is correct. And then you've got your panic mode liberal media that's saying everything Trump's doing is bad. He's ruining the country. Everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. But where's the actual truth to it? It's probably somewhere in the middle, but we just don't know because you don't get that. That doesn't exist. There's no actual informed person out there saying, so here's really what's going on. And it could go this way and it could go this way. No, you just hear the two extremes, right? And that's what I don't like about American politics. I never have. Because how does the American populace make an informed, actual opinion on anything when no one is giving them the truth? Everyone just gives you this side spin and this side spin. It sucks ass. So I received a gifted sub. I apologize. Lance Catamaran gifted a sub back to Darkside Dabbing. So I guess Darkside Dabbing got his sub back. I don't know if that was directed or if it just happened by chance. But thank you, Lance Catamaran. That's our first gifted sub of the day. Very nice. Okay. All right. So, folks, thank you for a great podcast. We still have some extra time. If you'd like to talk with me, please tag me in the chat. But know that I don't want to talk about politics for the next 20 minutes.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.